How does Avianca's business class stack up against regional competitors? Come along as we fly across South America together. We're Rani and Jeremy, and we're digital nomads traveling to every country in the world. After living and traveling in Southeast Asia for the past 2 years, we finally jetted across the globe to another continent. This year we are exploring South America, and we have already visited the Andes Mountains and the Caribbean Sea. As always, we hope you'll come along with us for the ride, because you don't have to be a Kentuckian to travel with us. You just gotta have fun. Our travel day begins in the early hours before sunrise here in São Paulo, Brazil. Our first flight of the day will be a 7:45 departure with Avianca from São Paulo north to Bogota, Colombia. Buenos dias, YouTube fam, and bienvenidos back to the channel. Today is a bit of a strange travel day because I am traveling alone. Rani is not traveling with me today, so I will be beginning this long journey back to the United States alone. We don't really talk about our families much on this channel, and part of that reason is because I have not seen my family in about 3 years. So today in this vlog, I'm going to show you the first leg of my journey back to the United States to reunite with my family for the first time since the global pandemic began. I imagine you clicked on this video's thumbnail because you are interested in Avianca's business class product. So today we're going to experience Avianca's business class hard product and their soft product together. Let's go. It is already quiet and calm here at the GRU Airport in São Paulo, Brazil. I've already made my way through the first boarding pass scan on my way to security for international departure gates. The airport in Terminal 2 is very quiet right now, but soon we'll be at immigration and do passport control, and then maybe we can get to the airside and get into a lounge and get some free food. Okay, YouTube fam, I've gotten checked in here at my first lounge this morning at GRU Airport. I'm going to show you around a little bit here in the lounge. It's called The Lounge. It's also a partner with the SkyTeam Lounge, and it is a Priority Pass lounge. So if you have Priority Pass Select or any of the Priority Pass memberships, you can get in here for free, and you can also bring in 2 guests for free as well. I'm going to have a look around the bar and see what kind of drinks and food we have here. It's very early local time, so it's before 4:30 a.m. here in São Paulo. And yeah, I'm going to get something to eat and show you guys around and let you see what the lounge is like here at Terminal 2 in the GRU Airport. And then depending on how we feel, we might go to the other lounges in the terminal and see just what else we can get into and how many different eateries there are and different options there are for people that are traveling through Terminal 2. As you can see, the SkyTeam Lounge had plenty of snacks and beverages available, and it was quite easy to find something that paired well with my morning cup of coffee. I've gotten a little bit of food here at the SkyTeam Lounge in Guarulhos Airport Terminal 2. If you tuned in for this video, then you were probably excited about the Avianca business class offerings that we're going to have here today. We are flying on a Boeing 787-800. That is what the product is supposed to be today. They routinely change the equipment for this flight going to Bogota with the Airbus A330 Neo. So About 1 or 2 days a week we get the Boeing 787-800, and we're hoping that we get that today. Another note, Avianca does not sell this seat as a business class seat. It is a flatbed seat in the front of the cabin. They sell it as a XXL package, which is their highest tier package, I believe. There are about 7 rows, I think, on the 787. However, we have a connecting flight today, and that will be in an Airbus A330-200, and it's also joined with this flight, and so that will be a business class flight as well. And so overall, when you book it with Avianca, it says premium business, but just so you know, sometimes they do not actually sell their business class seats as business class, just the flatbeds. We'll see what kind of service we have today and if it lives up to business class expectations. I just checked in here to the Gold Premium Lounge in Terminal 2 of Guarulhos International Airport. Correct me in the comments if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I think they pronounce the airline GOL or G-O-L. It is a Brazilian airline, and they fly out of Terminal 2 here at GRU Airport. We do have views of the tarmac here, or at least some of the gates, and so we can see some of the planes that are here early in the morning, and the sun's not up yet, so you gotta pick and choose and try to find some light out there to illuminate the jets that are on the apron here outside of the lounge. I can tell you right away that the lounge has a really strange smell, and so I'm gonna check out the food buffet, but I probably won't stay here very long. There is another lounge in Terminal 2 that I can check out for free with the Priority Pass app, and so I'm probably gonna get a snack here and move on because the odor is a little bit strange, and just overall the premium lounge here for Gold seems a little bit aged and needs some refurbishment, I think. The Gold Lounge was very comparable to the SkyTeam Lounge, and there were even more food options available. I'm now leaving the Gold Premium Lounge here at Terminal 2, GRU's International Airport. Time to go downstairs and try to find the W Lounge, which is closer to gate 205, and then we might find some food there. And we also have a food and beverage credit at one of the bars and one of the restaurants here at Terminal 2, so we're going to check that out as well. It's also a great time to remind you that if you'd like to follow us on Instagram and see all of our stories and videos, go to our Instagram at Kentuckians Abroad. You can follow us on the gram, you can follow us on TikTok, you can follow us on Facebook, or you can follow us on all three. I tried to visit a third lounge on my way to my departure gate. However, that section of Terminal 2 was still locked at this time in the morning. The most annoying thing about Avianca's ground service is their lack of priority boarding for business class passengers. Every single passenger that was not priority was allowed to board the plane before any of the business class passengers. However, once on board our Boeing 787-800, it was quite refreshing to see a clean and comfortable flatbed seat waiting at 7K.
Okay, YouTube fam, I boarded my Boeing 787-800 here with Avianca. It's a lie flat seat. It is a reverse herringbone, so it's facing the windows. We have the TVs that come out with the push of a button. Those should be, I guess, stowed away until after takeoff. It's a pretty sunny morning here in São Paulo, and pretty soon we will be taking off. Right now it seems like we're right on schedule. We have 30 minutes until scheduled takeoff. This should be about a 6-hour flight from São Paulo to Bogota, Colombia. I haven't gotten a welcome drink yet. It's a little bit hot in the cabins right now. They just turned the air on, so maybe it'll get cool quickly, and maybe we'll get a welcome drink very soon as well to cool off.
Spoiler alert, we did not get a welcome drink. In fact, we were lucky to get anything at all on this flight. You'll see what I mean very soon. Our flight to Bogota was delayed for almost 1 hour on the ground, so I took this extra time to start exploring my seat and all of its amenities. There was ample storage at my seat, with at least 2 cabinets. There was also bag storage under the foot ottoman and a cubby for your shoes. The in-flight entertainment was absolutely good enough for a 6-hour flight to Bogota, and the over-the-head noise-canceling earphones were quite comfortable. And there was a very practical touchscreen remote control in a very convenient location right beside the reading light. After an hour waiting on the ground, we began taxiing toward the runway at a slow, leisurely pace as the safety information video started playing on the TV screens. Since there was no welcome drink or pre-departure beverage, I sat back and enjoyed the Brazilian sunrise. Once we were in the air, the cabin cooled to a very comfortable temperature, and I prepared my tray table expecting my morning breakfast. However, I quickly realized there was not a menu at my seat. That's when I noticed the flight attendants in the galley preparing the food trolley for only snacks, and they were for sale. Bewildered, I asked the flight attendant for the offerings on the food cart, and she gave me a short menu that included instant macaroni and cheese with hardly any taste, Doritos, and Coca-Cola beverages. I paid $6 for the lot, and I wondered how many snacks I would have to eat to keep me nourished on the 6-hour flight to Bogota. The lavatory on the Boeing 787 was unremarkable. However, the extra space is appreciated compared to narrow-body planes. Once back at my seat, the famous Boeing 787 windows were tinted blue, and I tried to lay back and get some sleep to forget about my hunger pains. I must have dozed into another dimension for at least a couple hours, because soon Avianca was playing the landing information videos as we made our final approach into Bogota. There was hardly any time for a lounge visit or even talking to the camera, because our 1-hour late departure from São Paulo caused all the passengers on board to be late for their connecting flights in Bogota. This tardiness, coupled with the extra layer of security at Bogotá's International Airport for connecting flights, resulted in me briskly walking to my connecting gate for my next business class flight to Los Angeles, U.S.A. Upon arrival at my gate, I was immediately allowed to board our beautiful Wamos Air Airbus A330-200, and my comfortable recliner seat was waiting for me at 4 Charlie. If you look closely, you'll notice some Avianca branded equipment and materials on board this Wamos Air A330-200. That's because Avianca is known for contracting some of its scheduled flights with this well-known Spanish charter company. You might also even notice one Avianca crew member in the business class cabin dressed in her Avianca uniform. Of course, the rest of the crew was for Wamos Air. Although this Wamos Air A330-200 has an outdated 222 configuration, there was plenty of space at every single chair, and the recliners had a very comfortable recline function. The business class cabin did not have any storage cabinets at the seats, but we were free to use any of the overhead bins that were available, and there was plenty of space in all of those bins. Before takeoff, the flight attendants came around to take the orders for the meal service and the pre-departure beverages, and I began exploring the amenities at my seat. And here are those Avianca over-the-ear noise-canceling earphones. They were once again good enough. It wasn't long after we placed our meal service orders, we were pushing back from the jet bridge and taxiing toward the runway for our takeoff.
Wamos Air Airbus A330-200, and we're cruising at altitude right now, and we've had some pre-departure champagne, and I think we're going to have some snacks during this meal. I'm not sure exactly what the food limitations will be, but it looks already like it might be better than the offerings on Avianca, so we'll see exactly what Wamos Air has to offer. Once we were in the air, I pulled out the enormous meal service tray table at my seat. And the great thing about these tray tables on the Airbus A330 is that there's so much space at each seat that every passenger can get out of their seat and go to the lavatory without having to put the tray back in its stowage compartment. Once we were at cruising altitude, hot towels and beverages arrived at our seats, but sadly you won't see very much of the food on this flight because Avianca had left me so hungry from my previous flight I'd totally forgotten about how much I'd already eaten before I turned the camera on. Here are the leftover remains of my cheese omelet. I will comment that the food on this Airbus A330 operated by Wamos Air was quite decent. Some of the items were a bit dry, but overall the quality was quite good, and the crew was very polite and kind and offered many rounds of bread and wine. One last lavatory visit to the A330 was uneventful. However, it is a bit more cramped than the Boeing 787 lavatory. Soon we could see the California coastline out our windows, and we began making our final approach into the City of Angels. As a reminder, this was my first time entering the United States in about 3 years because of the global pandemic. Therefore, the American flag at Tom Bradley's International Airport was a welcome sight. But this was not my final flight of the trip. Here's some bonus footage of me landing at Bluegrass Airport in Lexington, Kentucky, in a Boeing 737-900ER. And here is my arrival at the LEX terminal in Kentucky. It's always great to have a welcome party that seems happy to see you. As always, if you enjoyed this travel vlog from Sao Paulo, Brazil, up to Los Angeles, California, and finally over to Lexington, Kentucky, USA, go ahead and give us a thumbs up on the vlog and share it with all your friends on all those social media channels. And if you enjoy world travel content and jetting around the globe wherever we go, please subscribe to our channel and check that notification bell so you know when our new vlogs are uploaded every week. But remember, you don't have to be a Kentuckian to travel with us. You just gotta have fun. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep on keeping on. Cheers.